I'm unable to find anything redeemable about Mr. Kohberger. His actions have made him the worst of the worst. With those final condemning words, a judge officially closed the book on the monstrous crimes of Bryan Kohberger. But before the sentence was delivered, the courtroom was transformed into a crucible of rage and grief. For hours, the families of the 4 university students he slaughtered were finally given the chance to confront the man in the orange jumpsuit, the man who sat expressionless as they tore his empty facade to shreds. The nightmare that brought them all there began on November 13th, 2022. In the pre-dawn quiet of the small college town of Moscow, Idaho, a community was shattered. Kohberger, a 30-year-old PhD student who studied the very nature of criminality, broke into an off-campus home and unleashed an unspeakable horror, brutally stabbing 4 friends to death. His victims were the vibrant heart of their community. Madison Mogen, 21, was a brilliant business student who earned a spot on the dean's list every single semester. Her stepfather, Scott, later said, "We are ordinary people, but we lived extraordinary lives because we had Maddie." Her best friend, Kaylee Goncalves, also 21, was just weeks from graduation, a marketing job already waiting for her in Texas. Their roommate, Xana Kernodle, was described by her sister as a gift to each person she met, and her boyfriend, Ethan Chapin, was her perfect match. For nearly 2 agonizing months, fear gripped the nation as the killer remained a ghost. But the criminology student, who thought he was smarter than everyone else, made a series of damning amateur mistakes. He left behind the most crucial piece of evidence imaginable, a knife sheath, and on its snap, his own DNA. Investigators used that, along with phone records showing he visited the area multiple times before the murders, and surveillance footage of his white Hyundai Elantra to hunt him down. He was finally arrested across the country, at his family's home in Pennsylvania. At his sentencing, where he pleaded guilty to avoid the death penalty, the true cost of his actions was laid bare. Kaylee Goncalves' mother, Christy, looked at him and said, "You've altered my every waking moment." Kaylee's sister, Olivia, demanded he sit up straight. "You're a textbook case of insecurity," she told him. "You are not profound, you're pathetic." But the most searing moment came when Kaylee's father, Steve Goncalves, took the stand. In an act of pure defiance, he physically moved the courtroom podium so he could face Kohberger directly. "The world's watching because of the kids, not because of you," he seethed. "Nobody cares about you. In time, you will be nothing but 2 initials, forgotten to the wind." He ridiculed Kohberger's arrogance. "Police officers tell us within minutes they had your DNA, like a calling card. You were that careless, that foolish, that stupid. Master's degree? You're a joke, a complete joke." Through it all, Bryan Kohberger sat like a man made of stone, a ghost in his own story. When the judge finally asked if he had anything to say, if he had any remorse for the lives he obliterated, he replied with 2 chilling words: "I respectfully decline." The judge then delivered his fate: 4 consecutive life sentences, without the possibility of parole, plus 10 years for burglary. A final, legal end to a story of unimaginable evil, but one where the last, defiant words will always belong to the families who refused to be silenced by the empty-eyed monster before them.